Hey guys, philzero here. So a little while ago, I was hanging out on Ashleena's channel for her vlog premiere of her experience at the Warning concert. And it was cool chatting with her and a bunch of you guys there. I had recognized some of your screen names. And I remember very clearly, so I had the video playing and I was kind of half cleaning my office and half watching the video and half talking to you guys. Yes, 3 halves. And then I heard this melody that kind of made my ears perk up and I was like, whoa, hello, what song is this? Because I had never heard it before. And then everyone was like, apologize, spoilers, Phil, don't listen. And then Ashleena was like, sorry if I'm ruining your reactions. Don't apologize, Ashleena. Canadian habit, I know. But nothing was spoiled, I wasn't active listening or anything, I just kind of had it playing, but I remember this one melody just totally grabbed my attention. So I saw The Warning twice this year, in Brooklyn and in Vancouver. And they didn't play the song at either show because I know I would have remembered this melody. So today I'm going to check out the whole song, Apologize by The Warning. Does that mean this video is technically second time hearing? Okay, let's get it.
I only ache in the wake of a broken never. There is no thrill in the crime. I have lost the pleasure. Skin on skin means nothing.
This is the melody that caught my ear. Drums? Whoa.
Sad but not depressed, wasting breath, waiting for nothing, 'cause you won't apologize. Apologize!
Hi, pal. Whoa.
Clean the mess that you made, own up to the blame. At the end of the day, so easy to say it's not your fault now.
Okay. Okay. So it was that melody that caught my attention when I heard it in Ashleena's vlog. Ashleena. Sorry, I keep doing that. I don't know why. Ashleena. I got it now. I friggin' love this melody. I'm a sucker for movement in melodies. Da 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 da. And this is a kind of melody that catches my ear the most, and even more so when it runs through all 3 sections of the vocal range. Like if Danny's an alto. Chest, head, mix, chest. And Danny and Pau, they just sing right through their vocal bridges in a lot of their songs. And that's kind of the mark of like a confident singer. I talked about this more in depth in my choke reaction. But basically a lot of writers and singers, they often try to avoid melodies like this because it sings right through those transition notes. And transition notes, or bridge notes, those are the notes kind of right between your chest and mix voice and right between your mix and head voice. And a lot of singers don't like these notes because those are the notes where your voice naturally wants to crack. But Danny and Pau always just run right through them in their songs. Now that I think of it, I think they do this in like almost all their songs, at least all the ones I've heard so far. Maybe that's why their vocals and melodies appeal to me so much. Maybe that also explains why I've always been more of a pop-punk guy. Cause there's a lot of movement in the melodies. Huh. Wow, I might have learned something about myself today. I've never quantified my melody taste like this before. So good. And it's not just that singing in a wider range is harder and more impressive, which it is, but sonically, when you sing in different registers, the quality of the voice also changes. You get all these colors and textures that get, like, extracted from the voice, and I think that that's more fun and interesting to listen to. Da 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 da. Like, you hear how that higher head voice note, it kind of sounds thinner but more connected, as opposed to the chest voice notes, which kind of sound thicker and has more air behind it. One more time, one more time. You hear that on that high note? So that kind of texture change, that's just due to the anatomy of your voice. Like, you can't make your head voice sound like chest voice and vice versa. The texture and the color of the voice, it has to change as you go through the sections of your voice. Okay, where was I? I had some other stuff to talk about, but I can't remember. Okay, let's rebate it. One more time. What is going on here? I wasn't ready.
I only ache in the wake of a broken never. There is no thrill in the crime. I have lost the pleasure. Skin on skin means nothing. There is no blood to bleed. Simply quenching hunger doesn't kill the need.
Oh, right.
I've been sad but not depressed. Wasting breath, waiting for nothing, 'cause you won't apologize. Apologize! Clean the mess that you made. Own up to the blame at the end of the day. So easy to say it's not your fault now. It's not your fault now. Apologize. Nails on my skin.
So we've got the signature pow scream, the signature Danny vocal bend, the call and answer in the chorus. It's not your fault now. It's not your fault now. So this composition is kind of wacky and fun with all the mishmash vibes, but I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and guess that all of these sections, they were all written completely independently from one another. Like, all the sections were written separately and then maybe for different songs, but they took all those sections and kind of tetrised them together into this song. And I say that because usually, and not always, but when a song has all these kind of abrupt vibe changes, that's usually how the song was put together. That's my guess, at least. I could be wrong, but whatever, I'm wrong all the time anyway. But I have an inkling that's how it happened. My spidey senses are tingling. Because the sections were so contrasty, like the verse was kind of a pop punk emo thing with the palm muting on the higher strings. And then the pre-chorus was kind of this acoustic lo-fi sound. And then the big dubstep sounding drop with the guitar slide riff. Wait, is she sliding or bending her string? It sounds so full. I can't tell if it's like a vocal harmonizing or if it's a guitar harmonizing. Or maybe both. Okay, I gotta see what she's doing. Is that a bend or a slide? No, it has to be a slide. But hers sounds so smooth. Oh, I think she's actually using a metal slide. I'm pretty sure. So you hear when I slide down the frets, you can kind of hear the notes descending like fret by fret. There's like this abrupt jump from fret to fret, right? Da 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 da. But when you use a metal slide, which I don't have one, I used to have one, but I lost it. It's like this metal tube that goes on your finger. And when you use a slide, you get like this smooth transition from fret to fret. You don't get that kind of jumpy note transition. So instead of sounding like da 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 da, it would sound like da. You can kind of mimic it with bending. It would kind of sound like... You hear how there wasn't that choppy fret jumping? I wonder if I can use my wedding ring. Nope, did not work. Probably shouldn't have done that. Do I have anything metal? Ooh, I have a hole puncher. Hey, that kind of worked. Probably should have tried this before my ring. So yeah, that's a cool trick to add in a song. Okay, enough of this. Okay, where were we? I forgot what I was talking about again. I keep forgetting today. I'm super dumb today. More than usual. What was I talking about? The song Tetrisness and the guitar slide? I'm making a lot of bold guesses on this song. I wish I could ask them if that's how they did it. Okay, moving on.
I don't mean to make you nervous. I've been sad but not depressed. Wasting breath, waiting for nothing, 'cause you won't apologize.
Yeah, pal.
Nails on my skin just to check if my heart
Okay,
still
the drums are different. The verse 2 switch up.
Only I hear the quiet screaming, shaking turns to crying in my short-lived fake delight. The bitterness of trying haunts me through the night, and I don't mean to make you nervous.
Okay, the pre-chorus switch up.
Lately I've been feeling something when I'm high up on my meds. I'm smiling at a screen, learning a name that's not my own.
Oh,
It's only in these moments when you truly feel alone.
that was a whole new section. chorus.
Your answer queen, it's not your fault now. It's not your fault now. Apologize.
Okay. Go off.
Clean the mess that you made, own up to the blame. At the end of the day, so easy to say it's not your fault now. It's not your fault now.
Oh, I like that. So this whole composition was pretty wacky and fun, and I like it. So I've talked a lot about how good they are at the second verse switch up, and I like how in this song they really leaned into it. Cause this composition style, it's kind of like a newer thing. Like a few decades ago, it was more common for verse 1 and 2 to be exactly the same, just with different lyrics. And the song structure would be in standard structure, which is verse, chorus, bridge, double chorus. But in today's music, it's almost like it's more rare to have a song in standard structure now. But the girls gave us a lot of changes starting in verse 2. They chopped it in half so it didn't repeat, and the drums were different, and the pre-chorus didn't go into that acoustic lo-fi vibe, and they added a whole new section, like that second pre-chorus almost, I guess like a B pre-chorus. And they also did that deconstructed harmony thing again. So the melody in the verse was... And then this kind of new B pre-chorus is... But if you play them together... They use this trick a lot, and I like it. So from that B pre-chorus thing, they go back into this dubstep sounding drop, but then in cutting verse 2 in half, they doubled the last chorus.
Clean the mess that you made, own up to the blame. At the end of the day, so easy to say it's not your fault now. It's not your fault now. A name on a screen.
Here's the second time.
Hypnotic machine. Your answer queen. It's not your fault now. It's not your fault now. Apologize.
And then the outro is kind of like a callback to that lo-fi acoustic thing they did earlier, but this time it's on piano.
Clean the mess that you made, own up to the blame. At the end of the day, so easy to say it's not your fault now. It's not your fault now.
Yeah, this song is fun. I really like it. It's very different. A lot of fun and clever structure things they did here, which is a nice change. So if there are any songwriters out there and you've got a bunch of like bits and pieces of different songs you've written that you don't really know what to do with, try combining them all into a song. I think the natural inclination of songwriters is when you have all these different pieces, we kind of have this reflex to want to fit everything together in a seamless way. We'll change the key, or we'll change the cadence and the rhythm to try and match all these pieces together into a song that doesn't sound like it was written piecemeal, right? We want the song to flow through as if it was written in one complete thought process. But sometimes, and using this song Apologize as a prime example, this song kind of shows that maybe sometimes we should embrace the contrast because you get cool sounding stuff like this. Hang on, there's one part I want to listen to again.
Fade away to nothing, 'cause now nothing will suffice. I don't mean to make you nervous. I've been sad but not depressed. Wasting breath, waiting for nothing, 'cause you won't apologize. Apologize.
And here.
Clean the mess that you made. Own up to the blame at the end of the day. So easy to say it's not your fault now. It's not your fault now. Apologize. Nails on my skin.
So they went from like a punk verse almost into this lo-fi acoustic sound into a dubstep sounding drop with screaming, and then into a rock chorus. But if you listen again and listen closely, the changes aren't really smoothed out. Like the transitions they're pretty abrupt.
Nothing will suffice. I don't mean to make you nervous.
So instead of fading or easing into that section, they just went, nah, let's just cut it there. It was like they took two separate songs and just stuck them together. And as you can see, sometimes it just works out. It actually sounds cool. So that's another composition trick to add to your toolbox. So if you like this kind of video, please consider subscribing. It really does help me out. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.